Look, at this point, I kiss LaToya. Like, okay, like, are we done? It was me. I'm sorry for the confusion. Can we move on, please? What's up, y'all? It's your girl Roxy with Roxy Says, and we're going to talk about it. So today we are reviewing The Real Housewives of Atlanta season 15 episode, 13, 14, 15. Child, at this point, it's all a blur. Let me ask this question. Why did y'all preview this episode as if the majority of it was going to be, you know, Candy, Marlo, LaToya, and Drew discussing this kiss, when by the time LaToya showed up, there was only 2 minutes left in the episode? So that was y'all way of telling us to sit down, strap in, and get ready because we gonna be dragging this shit for another 3-4 episodes. Is that what y'all? Okay. You know what? I watched Carlos King's interview with Nene, and the part where Nene says that she does believe that they're low-key, high-key trying to sabotage our HOA. Yeah, that's what it's giving. That's what it's giving, because why has the main topic of the past couple of episodes been something that transpired 2 seasons ago? Like, I understand that Candy wants to clear her name because Drew called her a liar. I understand that Drew doesn't want to admit to kissing LaToya because she was married at the time and because it probably goes against her religion and it's embarrassing for her. Whatever. We don't care. Is this all y'all got? We need something different. We are tired. But with that being said, let's get into this review. But before we do, please don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. You already know the vibe. All right. So the ladies are back from Sheree's failed healing-less trip, okay? Because ain't nothing got healed on that trip. And it is Christmas time, so we see little clips of everyone doing, you know, the little things that you do getting ready for Christmas, wrapping gifts, decorating the tree, all that good stuff. We see Marlo and her nephews. They're doing a cute little Christmas photo shoot, and her nephews ask her if they can invite over Chef Scott Lee for Christmas dinner. I'm like, aw, isn't that cute? And then I'm like, wait, have they met Chef Scott Lee already, or has Marlo just mentioned him? Interesting. I hope they haven't met him yet, because even though we don't know the exact timeline right while they're filming, it's just too soon, okay? I'm not even gonna get into all of that. It's too soon. And I hope she hasn't met his kids yet either. Yeah. So we see Sanya and her sister. They're wrapping presents. Sanya's sister is still definitely very annoyed and irritated with the dynamic of their relationship. They show us the past clip of Sanya's sister letting Sanya know, like, look, girl, you really playing with my life right now. You playing with my time, okay? I got things to do, and you don't let me know what you need me to do in time, right? So then I'm just stuck scrambling, and I totally agree. That is irritating as hell. So Sanya says that she wants things to be back to the norm, and before her sister even says it, I'm like, girl, that's not possible. She got a lot of other things going on. This is not your little sister from back in the day. Sanya lets her sister know that she feels like she isn't there for the big moments in Sanya's life anymore. And Sanya's sister, what is Sanya's sister name? I know her name, but I can't remember it right now. But Sanya's sister says, look, I have been your biggest supporter for decades. I have been there for you for decades, right? I'm just not that person anymore. And I've expressed my boundaries to you, and you say sorry, and then you turn around and do the same shit next week. It's irritating. She also lets her know, I'm not just your little sister anymore. I'm a wife. I'm a mother, and those things take precedence over what you got going on. And yeah, rightfully so. Hello. But one thing that I do love about Sanya's sister is that she is gonna let Sanya know, like, girl, this is what it is. Like, I love you, I support you, but yeah, you're in the backseat right now. I have other things that come before you, and you have to respect that. You have to respect my time. You have to respect my boundaries, and it is what it is. I wonder what Sanya's sister's brother is doing, right? Because remember, he quit being her assistant. I wonder what he got going on now. Yeah, I'm curious. Next, we see Cynthia Bailey in the house. Let me tell you something. Cynthia looks good. Cynthia always looks good. Like, baby, whether she's dressed up as 50 Cent as a dude, she look good. Whether she's dressed up as the regular Cynthia Bailey, she look good. She could do it all. One thing I love about Cynthia is she will leave your ass, okay? She gonna marry you, but she will leave your ass in a second. She is not gonna stay in any relationship that she feels is no longer serving her. She gonna be like, this was fun, this was cool, but now I gotta go, okay? And I did catch Candy speak on it last night, and she had Cynthia on as her special guest, and Cynthia Bailey says one thing that she also doesn't do is spin the block. Okay, once she's done with you, she done. She do not spin the block. Now, when she says she don't spin the block, she mentioned Peter and Mike. Okay, she says she did not spin the block with Peter and Mike. And that had me wondering, well, what about Leon? Because she didn't say nothing about Leon. She said Peter Thomas and Mike Hill, but she didn't say Leon. So what's tea with you and Leon, Cynthia? Let us know, because Leon's still fine, okay? But I'm like, Candy, ask her about Leon. She only said Peter and Mike. Ask her about Leon. That's what we want to know. So Cynthia's telling Candy that she is disappointed that this is her second divorce, right? And now she's technically starting over at the age of 55. But we could have told you that, Cynthia, right? But it's okay. You live and you learn, mamas. It's all good. So Candy is having a 10-year peach social, and this is a celebration for her company, Bedroom Candy. It's a big achievement that her company is still going, is still growing. They're introducing new products. I have made a purchase from Bedroom Candy before, okay? And yeah, I've enjoyed it, okay? So now Candy and Cynthia, they're discussing the whole situation with Drew and LaToya, right? In this conversation with Candy, Cynthia says that she can't remember if she saw Drew and LaToya kiss. And I'm like, I could have sworn that in last episode, Candy said that Cynthia confirmed that she did see it, but I don't know, whatever. But also in Candy Speak on It, Cynthia says that she can't confirm if she saw Drew and LaToya kissing because she had went upstairs pretty early and she wasn't there for the shenanigans. So yeah, okay. So while Candy is filling Cynthia in on everything, she's like, I don't understand why Drew is denying this. Maybe it's because she was married to Ralph. And I think it's for the reasons that I said before. It's because she was married at the time, and it's because she's a PK, she's a pastor's kid. Listen, Drew, you don't owe Ralph anything because from your own words, Ralph been cheating on you. So like, what's girl, like, who cares? And I'm sure he been doing more than kissing. It like, let's be real, okay? So now we see Brooklyn and Kenya. We've seen a lot of Brooklyn in this episode.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah. So Kenya is babysitting her baby cousin, Kahari. And Brooklyn has such a cute little moment. And she's like, oh, the baby's cute, but I'm cute too. And I'm like, I know that's right, Brooklyn. Brooklyn knows she's a little cutie. I love that for her. So we know that Kenya wants another baby. And her main reasoning for that is because she wants to give Brooklyn a sibling. Now, I'm kind of like, I mean, have a kid for whatever reason why you want to have a kid, but I feel like she's kind of putting that on Brooklyn. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. But even in the scene where she's talking to Brooklyn about it and she's asking Brooklyn if she wants to be a big sister, and if she is a big sister, what would she want, a boy or a girl? I don't know if it's really Brooklyn who really wants to be a big sister, or if it's more so Kenya who's kind of like putting that on Brooklyn. Do y'all get what I'm saying? And of course, this is just what we see. We only know what we see on the show, but from what I see, I do feel that it's more so Kenya feeling the need to give Brooklyn a sister more than Brooklyn asking her for a sister or brother. Let me know down below what you think. So in the next scene, child, we see Drew has someone organizing her closet. Now, I heard that in Atlanta, a lot of people be faking the funk, okay? A lot of people like to keep up with the Joneses and appear to be doing better than they are. Not saying that that is Drew's situation, but the fact that Drew has all of these assistants and a closet organizer and all of these chefs and all of this stuff to the point where she's being sued, it's kind of like, Drew, I'm not counting nobody's pockets. I don't know what Drew got in the bank, but I just feel like she has like a lot and it's unnecessary. I'm sorry. I can understand Drew having like an agent and an assistant. You get what I'm saying? Like, but she has a closet organizer and like, girl, like, but what do I know? Okay, they probably paid out the wazoo because Ralph is in technology. Yeah, he making that paper. So Drew calls Ralph up and he says that when he was in Vegas, he was working. Yeah, okay, we know. So she's telling Ralph about the Toya situation and she shows Ralph the text message where when she asked Toya like, hey, did we kiss? Toya replied, no. And Ralph says he doesn't even see why it matters. And I'm like, yeah, of course, Ralph, you're not going to make a big deal out of that because you don't want her making a big deal out of what you got going on, what you've been doing, right? Yeah, Ralph, we see each other. Yeah. So Ralph asks how was his cousin Courtney? And Drew says, look, I might have to take that cousin part off because she feels that in every situation where Marlo was dissing Ralph, that Courtney should have been at Ralph's defense because that is his cousin. And I'm like, girl, y'all are strangers, okay? You just met Courtney, a couple weeks ago, a month ago, 2 months ago? You don't know that lady and that lady don't know you. Her and Ralph found out that they got the same sister, mother, brother, uncle, whatever, and just started calling each other cousins. Okay, that's cute, but y'all don't know each other. Y'all are strangers. Okay, let's be clear. So now in the next scene, we see that Marlo is with Ty, her manager, and Marlo is telling Ty, like, look, I like Scott Lee. He's cool. We vibe, but he parties too much. And I don't think that I can see my husband partying all the time. And Ty has to remind Marlo, like, yeah, that's his job. He's a restaurant owner, right? So he's going to be promoting. He's going to be catering events. He's going to be partying. That's what he's going to be doing every night. And then Ty also says, but wait, did you call him your husband? And Marlo's like, no, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Yeah, girl. You called him your husband, okay? So now we see Kandi and Sheree meet up, and they're in one of Kandi's like recording rooms in her home. And Sheree lets us know that she got her boobs done, and she went to Kandi and Kenya's doctor. She said this was her second round with the doctor because she did get a boob job done with him in the past before, and she wasn't too happy about it, but she did go back, and now she is satisfied, honey, okay? I love that for you, Sheree, but I hope the person who did these did not do this, okay? Because those are two very different things. Usually a doctor, if they specialize in boobs, okay, that's what you go to them for, and that's it. If they specialize in booty, that's what you go to them for. You don't get your booty done by the boob doctor. You don't get your boobs done by the booty doctor. You definitely don't get your face done by the boob doctor or the booty doctor. That's just how that go, okay? But by the looks of it, she might have used the boob doctor on the face too. Let's move on. And of course, Sheree got to throw in Martell. She got to let everybody know that her and Martell is having sex, child. And she says that Martell likes the boobs too. Okay, I'm sure he likes a lot of people's boobs. So the ladies start discussing this whole thing with Drew. Girl, I'm over it. But Kandi says, look, for me, Kenya, and Marlo to be agreeing on something, you know I'm not lying, right? Marlo is agreeing to this. I'm not lying, okay? This shit happened. So Sheree lets Kandi know about the comment that Drew made, where Drew is pretty much saying that Kandi is producing this whole thing because of this movie role that she wants her to play. And Candy's like, look, quiet as it's kept, you don't gotta be in the movie, sis. Like, she doesn't even have to be in the movie. And production also plays back the clip of Drew telling Sheree, like, I got a bunch of movie roles, okay? I got a lot of stuff that I'm doing, so I don't even need to be in this movie. And I'm like, do you, Drew? No shade, but shade. Like, do you? I might have to ask my mom, because my mom, she watches a lot of Tubi, and I haven't watched Tubi yet. Maybe you're on there. I don't know, but I haven't seen you in anything, Drew. So, like, do you really got it like that? And if not, it's okay, but don't try to shade Kandi talking about, oh, I got a bunch of movies I'm in, when you really don't. When being in this movie would be a good opportunity for you, just because you want to stand and die on the hill of a lie. Don't do that. So we see that Sanya's sister has applied for an apartment. So it looks like she's getting the ball rolling on moving out of her sister's home and, you know, establishing her own home with her husband and child. So that'll be interesting to see. She says that she's never applied for an apartment by herself, that the last time that she had to apply for an apartment, Sanya did that for her. I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. So at this point, we're more than halfway through the episode, and we're just getting to Candy's Peach event. Like, we're just getting here. Why? Why? So Candy's event is at the Selfie Museum, which is really cute because they have like these little different areas where you can take all your pictures and your selfies with really dope backgrounds. I love that. And all of the ladies are wearing different shades of peach. I think that everyone looked nice. I think everyone looked cute from what I can remember. No one stood out as like va-va-voom, and no one stood out as, girl, what the hell you got on? Like, everyone looked cute. T.S. Madison was there also, so that's nice that she showed up to give Kandi some support on her business. And Sheree tells Kandi, like, girl, I remember when this whole business came about, and they show us a clip from 12 years ago when the ladies had went to a sex store together and they was playing with like the toys and stuff like that. And that is kind of where the idea for Kandi sparked to start her own business, which is now what we know as Bedroom Kandi. So that's really nice to see this whole thing come full circle. And I'm like, yeah, Sheree, you see what happens when you invest in your business, right? When you make your business a priority and not a man. You see what could happen? Do you know, no funny shit, do you know what She by Sheree could have been by now? Do you know what so many other women would have done with the exposure of Real Housewives of Atlanta for their business? I think that's why a lot of us are like annoyed with Sheree, because it's like, girl, you... And Anyway, that's not what this is about. I digress, but you know what I'm saying, right? Okay. In this scene, we get to see Marlo and Candy speaking. They're giving each other props, right? Candy is letting Marlo know that she looks damn good in her dress. She showed up and showed out. And Candy says, like, look, I can be cordial with Marlo. I can have a conversation with her. I can work with her. We can show up to support each other's businesses. But when it comes to building like a relationship, a friendship, can't do it. I don't want no parts of it. And that's understandable. In this confessional, I really liked Candy's makeup, her eye makeup. Did y'all catch that? It was like black and it had like the little rhinestones on it. Of course, that's not for every day, but for me, that confessional look, it was cute. I liked it. So Candy is explaining the new addition to her bedroom candy line. And it's like a peach that vibrates on different speed levels, and you could put it on your jaw and you can put it wherever else you want. And I'm like, that's kind of big. We need something a little more discreet than that. That's a big old peach. But I'm sure there's someone who will love it and enjoy it. To me, it's just a little too big. But I'm not mad at Candy, okay? She gonna plug her product. She gonna plug her restaurant. She gonna plug any business, movie, whatever she got going on. She gonna make sure she gets that exposure. I'm here for it. In Marlo's confessional, production asks her if she's had sex with Scott Lee yet. And she's like, oh my God, no. We're both virgins. That was hilarious to me, but I 1,000,000% believe that Marlo and Scott Lee did not do anything. I believe that with my whole heart, okay? One thing that I love about Marlo, and I have said this before, is that Marlo do not go crazy and dumb over some dick. Marlo know the game. Marlo peeps game, okay? She might act like, oh, that's so cute. Yeah, you not about to finesse Marlo out of no pussy. You're not about to finesse Marlo out of her money. Marlo is not letting you live with her, stay with her, leave your bags by her. Marlo is not lending you money, okay? Marlo is not bailing you out of jail. Even though she been in jail, Marlo's not bailing you out of jail. That's Marlo, right? And I can appreciate that about Marlo. She's not a dummy when it comes to men. She's not the one, and I love that for her, okay? So Cynthia shows up and we see that her and Kenya have fixed their relationship. I don't know if all of y'all watched Ultimate Girls Trip, but I definitely did. And it was kind of sad to see the breakdown of their friendship. In all honesty, I do believe that it was because Kenya was the villain, right? That's what the other ladies from the other franchises expected. They expected for Kenya to be the villain. And when they got to know her, Kenya was the fun girl. She was outgoing. She wanted to have a good time. And actually, Cynthia was the one who was a bit boring, who was a little bit cold, who was standoffish. So a lot of the girls took a liking to Kenya, and to Cynthia, not so much, right? So that created an interesting shift in the dynamic where usually Cynthia was always the one who was everyone's friend. Cynthia was the one who was always the peacemaker, and Kenya was always on the outside. But on this show, Kenya was the girl. Kenya was the it girl, and Cynthia was the one who was on the outside. And I think that because of that, Cynthia didn't know how to navigate that friendship anymore because it was completely different from what she was used to, right? And even on Candy Speak On It, Cynthia did say that it took her some time to get back with Kenya, and she'll give Kenya credit because Kenya did try to reach out to her numerous times. Kenya would call her, Kenya would text her, but at the same time, she said that she appreciates that Kenya gave her the time that she needed and the space that she needed to finally be able to come together and have that conversation. And now they're sisters again. And I found that kind of interesting because in my eyes, Cynthia is the one who was wrong in the breakdown in their friendship. So the fact that Kenya was the one who kept reaching out, trying to mend the relationship, that shows that Kenya genuinely cares about Cynthia, and she really cared about the friendship to the point where even though she wasn't the one in the wrong, okay, she still cared enough about the friendship to reach out to Cynthia continuously until they were able to get back to where they are now. And she says that now they're good and she's happy to have her sister back. So that's beautiful. I love to see it. Love that for them. So now Drew and Ralph show up and Marlo starts talking to Ralph. And I'm like, why are you talking to Ralph? Why are you talking to Ralph? That was weird to me, but Ralph was receptive of the conversation, and him and Marlo, they call each other like they're Aquarius brother and sister, so they're both Aquariuses. So they both get drinks and they cheers to each other, and Marlo lets Ralph know, like, look, there are three sides to every story, right? One person's side, the other person's side, and the actual truth. And in Marlo's confessional, she's like, look, Ralph knows that his wife Drew is a liar. So like, it is what it is. He knows she's a liar, so whatever. But Marlo also admits to Ralph, like, look, I came for you as a way to get back at Drew because like, I know that that's her soft point. So yes, I did bring you up to get under her skin, but look, I won't disrespect you. I won't bring you up anymore. Like, I want us to be on good terms. So the two of them make a truce. We'll see how that ends up, but we know that the next second that Drew gets on Marlo's nerves, yeah, Marlo's gonna shade her off again. That's just what she does. So here come LaToya strolling in with only 2 minutes left in the episode, and LaToya tells Kandi that she's upset with her. So as a viewer, we think that LaToya is upset with Kandi because of the discussion that the ladies were having in Portugal about her kissing Drew, right? On Kandi's Speak on It, she says that the real reason why LaToya was upset was because Kandi invited her to the event very last minute. So that's really what LaToya was upset about, and it wasn't about Drew. We don't know. That's what Kandi says. We would have to hear LaToya say what she was really upset about. But then can we really believe that? Because 1 minute she says she kissed Drew, and then when Drew texts her and asks her if she kissed her, she says no. So child, Drew and LaToya, y'all are in the same boat as far as we're concerned.
Liars.
But she also says to Kandi, like, she doesn't like that she was being discussed in Portugal and she was not there to defend herself, right? So Drew, LaToya, and Kandi, they step into a different room to have their little private conversation, and then Don Juan goes down and summons Marlo, because obviously Marlo is also needed for this conversation because she's the one who sent the video to LaToya, right? So LaToya says that, look, her and Drew's relationship started off as pretty bipolar and they were arguing and fighting. Now remember, Drew was calling LaToya a Jezebel and saying that LaToya had a Delilah spirit. And now looking back, I feel like that was projection. I feel like Drew was probably attracted to LaToya, okay? Let's be real. And because she was attracted to LaToya, she put the blame of that attraction on LaToya. And she was like, oh, you got a Jezebel spirit. You got a Delilah spirit or whatever. We're not even going to get into how a lot of people have been indoctrinated to feel like if you fall or if you slip or backslide, it's not your fault, but it's the fault of someone else. Someone else made you do that. The way that someone else was dressed made you do that. The way that someone else's makeup was done made you think those thoughts. We're not going to act like that's not something.
Girl, don't get me started.
But I say all that to say that I honestly believe that when Drew was calling LaToya those things, it was projection. She was finding herself attracted to LaToya, period. Tell me what y'all think below. So Marlo arrives and the ladies are discussing the situation, and Drew says that the video that Marlo sent to LaToya was edited. Drew, is there anything that you won't say? Is there any lie that you won't tell to cover up this lie? Is there anything that you won't say? So now she's accusing Marlo of editing the video before sending it. Now, if you don't know, if you didn't see Kandi speak on it, even last week, her last week speak on it and this one, she says that while the ladies were having that conversation about LaToya and Drew, LaToya texted her during that same time, like I think like a minute after she left, LaToya texts her like, yo, why are y'all in Portugal talking about me? So that means that Marlo sent that video to LaToya while they were still there. Like Marlo didn't get the video edited and send it to LaToya 2 days later. Marlo sent the video to LaToya like in real time while they were there, like recording and hit send, right? And on top of that, we know that Marlo can't edit no video, right? Even though she's in technology, I highly doubt that Marlo edited that video to send. Remember in a past episode, Marlo didn't even know how to like open up her DMs when she was trying to show the ladies the text message or the DM from Roy on Instagram, right? We don't really go for Marlo over here, but I highly doubt that Marlo edited anything. I think that she just sent the video to LaToya exactly how it was. I don't think that Drew understands, or I don't think that she realizes how ridiculous some of the things that she says sounds when they come out of her mouth. I don't think that she gets it, because really, Marlo edited the video before sending it to LaToya now. So Marlo's like, oh girl, okay. Marlo walks off, and I don't blame her because Drew is such a damn liar. Like, I don't even blame Marlo because I wouldn't even entertain that conversation with Drew. Like, girl, I edited the video. Okay. Drew is someone who you have to just say, okay, girl, I'm not even going to waste my time going back and forth with you because I know you're lying and you know you're lying. So why? You're not going to raise my blood pressure up. Okay, we're not going to play this game. So then LaToya asked Drew, like, okay, do you believe that Kandi is a true and genuine person? And Drew was like, yeah, like, of course I do. And then LaToya says, okay, so then if you do, why don't you believe what Kandi is saying? And I'm like, okay, so is it that they don't remember kissing? I don't understand LaToya's point in that questioning of Drew, because we've seen LaToya say multiple times on Kandi Speak on It and at the reunion that her and Drew kissed. But then in the text message, when Drew asked her, she said no. So then LaToya, is it that you don't remember if you kissed Drew as well? So now you're just taking Candy's word for it. And then they show us another clip of LaToya denying the kiss. Look, at this point, I kissed LaToya. Like, okay, like, are we done? It was me. I'm sorry for the confusion. Can we move on, please? It was me, okay? Ta-da! God! Then Drew says that maybe Candy was just fantasizing the kiss and it's something that she really wanted to see. Candy's like, okay, look, girl, let's just agree to disagree, and they end it there. But we know that's not the end. We know we're going to see it in episodes to come. We know it's going to be in the reunion, child. Wrap it up, please. We are tired. We're tired. We don't care. I solved the mystery for everyone. I am the one who kissed LaToya. Let's move on, okay? The next episode does look good, so we'll see what it is. Look, let me know what y'all think down below. It's your girl Roxy with Roxy Says. Don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye!
Roxy Says we're gonna talk about it.